ACDC has one of the most legendary catalogs in rock history. Their songs like Back in Black, Highway to Hell, and Thunderstruck have been performed hundreds of times on the biggest stages in the world. But hidden deep in their discography lies a song that hasn't seen the light of a stage in over 40 years. Fans still ask about it, still dream about it, but the band has chosen silence. The song we're talking about isn't one of the massive hits everyone knows. Instead, it's one of those deep cuts, the kind of track that hardcore fans swear by. Released during the Bon Scott years, it carried that raw energy, that young, reckless fire that made AC/DC different from every other band at the time. But here's the mystery. After just a few performances in the late 1970s, the song disappeared. Completely vanished from live shows, not a single appearance in decades, and in a band that loves giving fans what they want, this silence feels almost intentional. Why would AC/DC, one of the most reliable live bands ever, bury a song that so many still love? Was it too personal to Bon Scott? Was it too difficult to play live? Or was it tied to something the band didn't want to revisit? The answer takes us back to the early days of AC/DC when the band was hungry, wild, and unstoppable, but also facing more challenges than the outside world ever knew. The Bon Scott connection. To understand why this song was abandoned, you have to understand Bon Scott himself. Bon wasn't just a singer, he was the beating heart of AC/DC in the 1970s. His voice, his charisma, and his fearless lyrics made the band feel dangerous in a way no one else could match. The song in question carried Bon's stamp all over it. It wasn't just another track. It was a snapshot of his life, filled with his humor, his grit, and his darker edges. Fans who dig into the lyrics notice it's not just rock and roll, it's Bon confessing something real. When Bon died suddenly in 1980, AC/DC faced the impossible. They had just finished Highway to Hell, their biggest record yet. Losing him was like losing their identity. The band made the brave choice to carry on with Brian Johnson, creating Back in Black as a tribute. But not every piece of Bon's legacy came with them. Some songs were too tied to him, too personal, too raw. Playing them without him would feel wrong, almost like trying to imitate what could never be replaced. And that's what happened here. The band quietly left the song behind. For over 40 years, they've celebrated Bon through the classics, High Voltage, Whole Lotta Rosie, Highway to Hell. But this one track remains buried, and fans can't help but wonder, was it Bon's story alone, something the band swore they wouldn't touch after he was gone? The technical struggle. There's another angle fans often talk about. Maybe it isn't just about Bon. Maybe the song itself is too difficult to play live. AC/DC are masters of simplicity. Angus Young once said, the secret to their sound was keeping it raw and direct. But this forgotten track? It's different. The riffs are more complicated, the structure more unusual. It wasn't built for stadiums. It was built for the record. On stage, AC/DC thrives on energy, not complexity. Their set lists are designed to keep the crowd moving from one anthem to the next. If a song interrupts that flow, no matter how good it is, it gets cut. And that's exactly what may have happened here. Old interviews suggest the band tried the song a few times live in the late 1970s. The reaction wasn't bad, but it didn't explode the way Let There Be Rock or TNT did. In a live setting, it just didn't have that same punch. Angus and Malcolm Young were perfectionists when it came to live shows. If something didn't fit, it was gone. No second chances. And so, after only a short life on stage, the song was retired, quietly, permanently. But if that's the case, why hasn't it ever been brought back? Especially now, with so many die-hard fans begging for it. The band's silence. One of the strangest things about this mystery is the silence around it. AC/DC aren't known for giving long, detailed interviews. They don't over-explain their choices. They just play rock and roll and let the music speak. But over the years, fans have asked Angus Young, Brian Johnson, and even old producers about this track. The answers are always vague. Sometimes it's brushed off with a laugh. Oh, that one. Haven't thought about it in years. Other times, they just move on. This silence only fuels the mystery. Was there some internal disagreement about the song? Did it remind the band of a painful time, maybe connected to Bond's final day? Or is it simply that they don't think it works live, and they don't see the point in explaining? ACDC has always been a forward-moving machine. They don't dwell on the past. When Bond died, they honored him with Back in Black but kept charging ahead. Bringing back this song might feel like looking backward, reopening something they'd rather leave buried. For fans, that silence is frustrating. It means the mystery lives on. And after 4 decades, people are starting to wonder if the song will ever return, or if it's truly lost forever from the live stage. Will it ever return? So, will ACDC ever play this song live again? Honestly, the chances look slim. The band is in their 70s now, and their set lists are tighter than ever. They stick to the anthems, the songs guaranteed to make an arena erupt. Taking a risk on an old, forgotten track doesn't seem like something they do at this stage. And yet, fans never stop hoping. Online petitions, forum debates, and concert chants have kept the memory alive. For many, the dream isn't just to hear the song again. It's to hear it as a tribute, a way of finally bringing Bond's forgotten gem back into the light. There's a powerful image in that idea. Angus Young ripping into the riff, Brian Johnson belting the words, the crowd roaring for a song that hasn't been heard in over 40 years. It would be historic. It would be emotional. It would be the ultimate gift to fans. But if it never happens, the mystery might be even more powerful. A song that lives forever in the studio version, untouched, untarnished, preserved as a time capsule of ACDC's wild early years. And maybe that's the point. Some songs aren't meant to be played forever. Some songs are meant to stay frozen in history, reminders of what once was and what can never be repeated. ACDC gave us countless anthems. Maybe this one was never meant to be part of the set list forever, and that's why it hasn't been heard live in over 40 years.